look at the capital. So my first problem is you don't know the format. I was lenient with the format in that I am looking for my black pen. Does anybody have my black pen?
No.
Maybe Mr. Q took it.
What type of black pen was it?
The one that's in Mr. Q's hand, I'm quite sure.
We
The
can
white
borrow
one.
this.
Don't worry. And now I've recorded it. So please tell him not to listen to this because then he'll hear me accuse him. Okay, so I was not really worried about what you wrote there. If you wrote increase, decrease, it's fine, or change in capital. But you cannot put drawings there. It's got nothing to do with drawings. Okay? And you cannot put loan there, and you cannot put the current account. This is literally the capital, if they give capital or they take capital. Easy as that. 5 marks. Now if you look at this, they tell you the balance is the 31st of December. So those ones, can you see the 262 is already printed? So you just needed to transfer the 3375. So everybody got that right, I'm quite sure.
Yes.
Okay, but now they tell me on 30 June, Raquel contributed a vehicle and Makgata decreased her capital. So Raquel increased and Makgata decreased. Yes.
Ma'am, having a bracket like where it says withdraw, wouldn't that like be?
Withdraw, it makes his capital contribution less. You need to minus. And a bracket is a minus.
Oh.
Okay. So if you didn't have the bracket, I still gave you the mark, but I checked your operation. So now, here, can you see this is an accuracy mark? This one is a bagel. But if you wrote other nonsense in there, I did not give you that mark. Okay. And if you did not have something to this effect and saying it's the closing balance, -1. Can you see? I wrote on my memo here, no overflow. Overflow means more than what is necessary. Okay. Now let's look at the current account. I just first want to make sure that you see this thing. They didn't give me the total. So there's the total. That was not given to me, right? So now what happens? Now you all get confused. So let's just quickly go look. Firstly, the salary. So they say, Raquel received an annual salary of 180. Makgata earned 375 more than Raquel on his monthly salary. So you take the 3750 times 12, ne? And you add it to the 180. Right. I don't know why they use the 15 because that's so ridiculous to go and say 18,000 divided 12 gives you 15,000. So then it's actually 15,000 plus the 3750 and that times 12. Okay, whichever method. Most of you have this right. The problem comes in with the interest on capital. So now, let's go look. I'm going to do it here downstairs. Makgata. First guy. So Makgata reduced, what did he do? He reduced with 60,000. When? When did he do that?
30 June.
30 June.
Yes.
My year ends 31st December. So I'm working 6 months, 6 months. You see? So I'm going to say, first of all, the 262,500 times 6 months times what's the percentage?
12%.
12%, and it didn't change. And then we're going to say 202,500 for 6 months, 12%. Okay? If you wanted to do the new and the old, if you worked out the 262 for 12 months, and you worked out the 60,000 for 6 months, you had to subtract what you got for the 60,000. You get what I'm saying? Because he took back that capital, so he didn't earn that. When I look at Raquel, I'm going to work on the 337,500, and I'm going to work on the 375. So Raquel increased her capital also on the 30th of June. So it's also, they made it so easy. 6 months, 12%. This one, I could have said the 337 for 12 months, and then the 37500 for 6 months. You could have done that. Okay. I'm not going to calculate because the calculations is done there for you. Okay. I just want to say this minus thing here, this isn't a minus. This is more like an arrow saying this is what we did. Okay. There with the interest on capital. So it's those two added. So in both scenarios they use this method. Okay. Bonus. Bonus is only Raquel 10% of his annual salary, and they said the annual salary is 180, so 10% is 18. I don't know where you got the other one because they didn't say that Makgata got a bonus. Now what you do is you add the two. So I just quickly want to show you here. So you have the primary distribution. Ne? This guy has got 252,900. This guy has got 240,750. What does it add up to? Quickly, calculator. What's the total? 650. Okay, now I've got the final distribution. Then I've got the net profit. So the net profit, they tell me very clearly here, it is 562,500. 562,500. And because you didn't see it, you all got confused. And you thought this was the profit, and you put it there. Because go look what you did. You divided this by 2. Go see how many of you got 280 something. Right? So now, let me explain this, that you can see that you must not get confused. If you see there's only 2 columns and it confuses you, draw the 3rd column in. Okay? So what do I do now? I say 562 less 493 gives me what?
68850.
You see? And now they say they distribute the profit evenly, 50-50. So this is going to be 34, there, 425. Can you see that's where they get it? Nobody got this.
Yes.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't get it.
Okay. Question. You have a question, baby? Okay. But does there come up a light now?
You're always like a bit, I don't know, confused.
Are you confused?
You missed the 34, 250. I mean, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Thanks. Okay. Can you see? And now what do you do? Now let me show you. And then you see why I was so baffled. So what you do now, final distribution plus primary gives me the net profit. Can you see if you add those two, it's going to give you the 562,500. See how many of you got. If you add that totals more than 562,500, then I can't give you the 2 bagels. You see? Okay. Then you subtract the drawings. Then you plus minus the opening, and then you get that. Go see the ridiculous amount you got. And a lot of you got here 22,500. Then this is 0. And then you got here a 0, and this is 7875. I do not understand how you got that. But in any case, there we go. I think that it was a fluke that if you did this wrong, it worked out like that. So I did give you your full marks here, but I didn't give you your marks here. Okay. Because a lot of you swapped the 287, the 560 you divided by 2 here, and then you reversed it. Can you see how dumb that is? Thank you. Because that's not what I taught you. Okay, now when I get to the face. So, with the face, that capital and current, can I just first, before I say anything else, can I just say, why on earth do you have amounts here? Because I do not understand where you get it from. Okay, but enough about me. Let's go on. So, this capital and current, I want the closing balances, not the opening. We are at the end of the year. So can you see they are all bagels? So I had to go and check that you transferred those 2 and those 2. Okay. So I will not give you in an exam 3 marks for that. And add up. So this was an easy 7 marks. You just had to transfer. And if you didn't show, how must I know? Okay. Non-current, this thing here, they didn't give you enough information to calculate it other than reverse. Okay. And it only counts 1 mark. And that 1 mark, it's important that I see both of them. I want to see both the same, and I want to see this, not mortgage loan. Where do they tell you you have a mortgage loan? Please show me. Please show me in your trial balance where you see the word mortgage loan. Right. Okay. Now, current liabilities. So it's the creditors, it's the accrued expense, and it's the income received in advance. Accrued expense, income in advance. Right? See how many of you got the 16,500 in there, the prepaid expense, because you think expense payable. It's not true. Please, this is grade 10 work. You guys need to wake up before the exam. Then, short-term loan, they gave you. Ne?
Yes.
They told me, a capital repayment of 37,500 on loan. And they give you, I gave you 2 ticks there. I don't know why, but I'm not going to take it back. So just relax. Okay. Bank overdraft. Please, can you see any brackets in this column? There's only one place where you might maybe have a bracket, and this is with the current accounts. You may not indicate a bracket in the balance sheet. It's just with the current accounts, because that means you need to minus these things, which doesn't make sense because I want the total liability. So why do I want to minus? Yes.
By the bank overdraft, I'm a bit confused why you added the 6.
I'm getting to it now. Okay. So, here's my bank overdraft. Now, can you see if I draw the T for bank, ne? Bank is a plus minus. So having an overdraft means it is on the minus side. Okay. Now, let's quickly go look. A. Makgata decreased capital by 60,000. No entries have been made. So, if he decreases his capital, it means we're going to take the money from the bank. He decreases his capital, we take money from the bank. Can you see it's going to go to the minus side? So what they did here is they just showed it all as positives because it's a positive figure. Okay. But you could have said minus 26, minus 60, and then just put 86 there. Okay. And they tell me the value of the total assets at the end of the year is 937,500. So if the total assets is 937, it means my equity and liabilities is 937. Actually, I should have given you there 2 marks. But in any case, now I've got that 937. So the 937 minus the 180 minus the 585 gives me the 171. And with a thing like that, you can write it like this, or you can write me the figures, because it makes it easier, because otherwise I need to take my calculator and I now need to go calculate 937 minus the nonsense you wrote there minus the nonsense you wrote there to see if you got there. You see? So please do me the solid of writing down what you minused. And you can do it like this, that you don't, because it's shorter. Okay?